Hello and welcome to the Electric Bike Report. My name is Pete, and this is the Rad Power Bikes RadRover Step-Thru electric biking for testing and review. So the RadRover is the Rad Power Bikes electric fat bike. It's been in their line for a long time. Now the Step-Thru is the newest model because it's got this very low step-through area. It's about 20 inches from the ground to the step-through, and just makes it easy to get on and off the bike. And another highlight of the Step-Thru is the very upright and comfortable handlebars. And there's also the relatively short reach from the seat to the handlebars. So in general, it's just a very comfortable and upright style riding position. And with the step-through area here, it's just a very versatile bike that should fit a lot of riders. And in fact, Rad Power Bikes recommends between 5 foot to 6'2". So a lot of versatility for riders there. Some of the other highlights are the aluminum frame, the 48 volt, 14 amp hour Samsung cell battery, the 750 watt geared rear hub motor, Shimano 7-speed Acera drivetrain, a lot of accessories that are built into this: front and rear lights, fenders, bell, kickstand. It's got the Step-Thru mechanical disc brakes and the RST front suspension fork. So there's also the option of front and rear racks and baskets and such that are optional upgrades that Rad Power Bikes sells. So the RadRover Step-Thru retails for $14.99, and that includes free shipping. And this is a video overview, and I'll have the full review for you at electricbikereport.com, and there's a link to that in the notes for this video. But with that, let's get into the details. Okay, so to start things off, let's take a closer look at the aluminum frame. Here at the head tube, there's 4 bolts that you can attach a front rack to, and this is an optional accessory that Rad Power Bikes offers. And the front rack you can attach cargo items to directly, or you can also get the optional basket that Rad Power Bikes offers. So a lot of versatility to carry some cargo on the front of the bike. And the nice thing with it being attached to the frame is it's just a very solid connection and a good place to carry some cargo. And then you can see here that the head tube itself it's fairly tall, and it really provides that nice upright position. You can see the handlebars have a better rise to them too, so it really focuses on the upright and comfortable position so that you can see everything around you very well, and also just have an easygoing ride style. And then taking a look here at the down tube, this has a pretty interesting profile to it. It's somewhat trapezoidal here on the top, and then it's got a bit of reinforcing here at the bottom. And here at the head tube, you can see there's a gusset right here for additional strength. And while we're here, there's some internal cable routing for just a clean look and cable protection. But then coming back to that down tube, you can see that it's got that sort of reinforced lower piece there, just a wider section of the tubing, and then it curves there at the bottom bracket area. But it is good for the strength of the bike, and it also adds a bit of style to the RadRover Step-Thru. There's also a attachment point for a water bottle cage if you want to install that. And then coming back down here to the Step-Thru area. So the Step-Thru is about 20 inches above the ground there, and this is a pretty cool piece. This is a reinforcing piece that ties the down tube to the seat tube area, and it wraps around the battery there that provides a little bit of extra protection for the battery pack, but also just does a good job of really reinforcing the frame. And so this is the 48 volt, 14 amp hour lithium battery pack that's placed pretty much in the center of the bike and relatively low, which is good for the bike handling and overall balance. And just behind that is the controller for the electric bike system. And coming up here, this is the quick release for the seat post, so you can vary the height of the seat post pretty quickly. And Rad Power Bike states that the RadRover Step-Thru is built for riders between 5 foot and 6'2". So a lot of variability for this bike, and that's a pretty cool thing. And then coming back here to the rear light, so this is attached to a point that can also handle a rear rack that Rad Power Bikes offers as an optional accessory. So there's an attachment point there for the rear rack, and also here near the rear wheel. So that's a nice way to carry some additional cargo. And then here is a just a cage that helps to protect the rear derailleur, just in case you were to drop the bike or maybe going through an area that has a lot of obstacles. It helps to protect that rear derailleur. And then there's a neoprene cover for the chainstay to prevent the paint from getting dinged up. And then, yeah, just coming back to the down tube here. But overall, a lot of nice details on the frame. Okay, so this is the RST suspension fork, and it has about 3 inches of travel, or 80 millimeters, and has a very active feel and does a good job of smoothing out the road. On this side, there's the lockout dial, so if you're riding on really smooth roads and you want a pretty efficient ride, you can lock out the fork from moving up and down, and it's very easy to unlock that. And over here is the preload for the fork, so you can set the spring rate for your weight and riding style. So these are the Kendo Juggernaut 26-inch by 4-inch wide tires, and they're definitely a big highlight of the RadRover Step-Thru. So first of all, they just look cool. You know, they're just really big tires, and they're definitely eye-catching. But they also have a very stable ride feel because of the large tread patch that contacts the ground. And they also can go through a lot of really loose or rough terrain, especially when you lower the tire pressure. You know, it has just a lot of tread patch that kind of floats over a lot of loose stuff like sand, and compared to a traditional bike tire that might cut in and kind of sink into the sand, these have a tendency to kind of float over them. Similar with snow too. So you can vary the tire pressure between 5 and 30 psi, and you know, lowering it gives that larger tread patch, but it also gives a bit of built-in suspension effect too. So you have ability to kind of mold over terrain and just really smooth out some of the rougher roads with these large high air volume tires. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the drive system. So first of all, there's the Wellgo aluminum platform pedals, and these have a nice grippy surface on both sides, as well as reflectors on the front and back. And then there's the cranks with a double chainring guard here to help keep the chain on the chainring, and provides a bit of clothing protection. And then just behind that is the cadence sensor. So this helps with providing the pedal assist, and it senses when you're pedaling or not pedaling. And then the chain drives back here to the 7-speed cog set. It's an 11 to 34 tooth cog set. And the Shimano Acera rear derailleur shifts through that cog set. And as mentioned before, there's that guard there for the rear derailleur. And just behind the cog set is the 750 watt RadPower Bikes motor that's by Bafang. And this provides up to 80 newton meters of torque, and provides pedal assist or throttle up to 20 miles per hour. So this is a class 2 electric bike, and has a nice compact design for a high power motor like this. So as a closer look at the 48 volt 14 amp hour battery that uses Samsung cells, has 672 watt hours of capacity, and it's a pretty high capacity pack when compared to a lot of the other electric bikes on the market. Here at the top there's a battery level indicator, so you push this button and see how much of a charge you have. There's also a battery level indicator on the display too, and then this is the lock for the battery for the attachment to the frame. So here's a look at removing the battery pack. Unlock it with one of the supplied keys. There's 2 supplied there. And just pull up on the battery pack. It lifts off the bike just like that. And there's a look at the attachment point to the frame there. And look at the bottom of the battery pack. And then to install, basically the same in reverse. Just line it up down there. Make sure it slides into the track. Push down there. And then rotate the key, make sure it's locked into place. Double check to make sure the battery is securely attached, and you should be set to go. So here's a look at the battery charger plugged into the upper side of the battery pack there. The battery can be charged on or off the bike, and it takes about 5 to 6 hours to completely charge an empty battery. So slowing down the RadRover Step-Thru is handled by the Tektro Aries mechanical disc brakes, and these have 180 millimeter rotors on the front and the back of the bike. And here's a closer look at the rear brake caliper, and then the rotor that's attached to the 750 watt geared rear hub motor there. Okay, let's take a closer look at the handlebar area. So first of all, on the left side is the sort of faux leather grip here, and it has a bit of a wing here for wrist support. provides a nice stable ride feel. Then there's the Step-Thru mechanical disc brake lever here for the front brake, and the built-in bell, which is pretty cool. And then you've got the control pad that the up and down arrows cycle through the pedal assist levels. And then there's the mode button for turning the bike on and off, as well as cycling through information on the display. Okay, on the display you got information like your battery level, odometer, current speed, pedal assist level, and then the watts that the motor is providing. So by using the up arrow, I'm cycling up to the pedal assist level 5, which is the most pedal assist, and then down to 1, which is the least, and then 0, which is no pedal assist at all. And then you can cycle through. On the upper right is the trip distance as well as the odometer there. And then if you hold down the up arrow for a second, you get average speed, and then max speed, and then back to current speed. And right now I've got the front and rear lights on, so there's a backlight on the display so you can see well day or night. And then to turn the lights off, it's the mode and up arrow. So a lot of control, and in general the display is nice. It's easy to read at a quick glance for the important information. It's centered right in the middle of the handlebars, so nice location. And there's also a USB port just under the bottom of the display here. So there's a rubber cover there, so you can plug in and charge like a phone or other USB chargeable device when you're out and about. So on the right side is the Shimano shifter that shifts down the 7-speed cog set with that button, and then up the cog set with that lever there. Pretty easy to use. And then the Step-Thru rear disc brake lever here. And then this is the twist grip throttle here. So you can add some boost to the pedal assist levels, or you can use the throttle on its own and it will provide assist up to 20 miles per hour. And then this is the ergonomic grip here on the right side. So accessory-wise, the RadRover Step-Thru comes with a lot of stock accessories. There's the LED headlight here that runs off of the e-bike battery, so you don't have to worry about charging separate batteries for the front or rear light. And there's the full coverage plastic fenders on the front and the back of the bike right here. And also on the handlebar area, there's that built-in bell right there on the Step-Thru brake lever. And one thing to point out on the brake levers is they have a little bit of a rubber grippy surface, which is nice for grabbing the brake levers quickly. And then on the back of the bike, there is the LED tail light here. And when you grab the brake levers, there's also a brake light feature that lights up. And then there's the kickstand that's mounted to the back of the frame there, and it has the length is somewhat adjustable, so you can vary the angle of the bike when it's parked. Alright, so that's the video overview of the Rad Power Bike's RadRover Step-Thru. Make sure you check out electricbikereport.com for the full review, and there's a link to that in the notes for this video. That'll include a bunch of pictures, specifications, ride characteristics, range test results, pros, cons, and overall thoughts, all at electricbikereport.com.